So, good afternoon, students.
Good afternoon, sir.
So, students, by the time others join, anyone, any question? So, students, today we will start with the next pathway, which is the mannose binding lectin pathway. Okay, but before that, we'll have a small quiz on alternative pathway. Okay, then, as discussed yesterday, two of the students, Tanvi and Yukta, right? So they will be talking about the alternative pathway. Okay, so once we are clear with the alternative pathway, we will start with the MBL pathway. Okay, and you will find that MBL pathway is even simpler than the alternative pathway. Okay, so it's very easy. So you now know the most complicated pathway, which was the classical pathway. Then you read the alternative pathway, which was lot more easier, right, than the classical pathway. And now we will talk about MBL pathway, which is even more simpler than the alternative pathway. Okay, so it will be again very easy for you to understand MBL pathway if you have understood the classical and the alternative pathway. Okay, so students are still joining. I can see only 16 students at this moment, but in the meantime, I'll just assign the quiz to you. Just um, fill your answers, and maybe after 10 minutes, we can discuss the answers. Okay, so let me just assign. So, Tanvi and Yukta, are you ready today?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, good, good. Okay, so I have assigned the quiz to your class. I'm sure it will be visible within a minute. Yes, it's visible now. So is it visible at your end?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So I think you have very well understood the alternative pathway, the classical pathway. So it would be easy to attempt the quiz. So just do it faster. And students, those who have joined later, so I have assigned a quiz. So just start doing the quiz. So students, those who have joined late in the class, they should attempt the MCQs. So Adish, I think you have joined late. So just attempt the MCQs and students start submitting your answers now. Students, start submitting. Students, only half of the class has submitted, so just do it fast. Just 2 more minutes. Students, do it fast now. Adish, Atoiba, just submit now.
Sir, I have submitted already.
Ishita, Janvi.
Present, sir.
No, I'm not taking attendance. I'm saying submit your answers.
Sorry, sir. Actually, at my end, your voice was not actually there is some network issue, so your voice was not audible to me. Just Ishita, that sir, I'm just submitting it. Just in a
Yes,
minute.
just submit. Janvi, Kshitij,
सर कर दिया था।
okay. Saiba,
Yes, sir.
have you submitted?
Yes, sir. I have submitted around 10 minutes ago.
It's not in the list yet. Tridev,
Yes, sir.
submit.
Yes, sir. I don't know why it's not submitting, so I'm clicking on it.
So
Okay,
I rechecked. It's showing that it's turned in.
okay, fine. Okay, students, so let's now discuss the answers. Okay, so the first question was activation of alternative pathway depends on. So one student has mentioned as antibody, okay, but rest of you have mentioned it as cell surface constituent. So students, it's an antibody independent pathway, right? So it depends on cell surface constituents. So alternative pathway activates based on the cell surface constituents, okay? Uh, Question 2 was which of the following can activate the alternative pathway? So all the factors which have been mentioned, like the gram positive or the gram negative bacteria or the cobra venom, they all can activate the alternative pathway because, either it is gram positive bacteria or it is gram negative bacteria or whatever surface it is not the self. Okay, so the immune system will recognize it as non-self when it assesses uh, the cell surface constituents. Okay, so all of these can activate the alternative pathway. Question 3 was which what is the role of sialic acid with regard to alternative pathway? Okay, so the correct answer is it leads to rapid inactivation of bound C3b. Okay, okay, and one of the student has mentioned that activation of bound C5b, but correct is bound C3b. Okay. Question 4 was which of the following cleaves factor B? So the answer is factor D. Okay, and only 16 students have given right answer for this. Rest of you have mentioned it wrong. Okay, so it's the factor D which cleaves factor B. Okay. Question 5 was in alternative pathway, C3 convertase activity is shown by the correct answer is C3b, capital B, small b, right? So all of you have given the right answer. Question 6 was what is the function of properdin? So only one student has given the wrong answer. Rest all of you have given the right answer. It stabilizes and extends the half-life of C3 convertase. Okay. Question 7 was C8 insertion lead to formation of a small pore and the diameter. So one student again has given the wrong answer. The correct answer is 10 angstrom. Okay. Okay, question 8 was there is polymerization of which protein? So again, one student has given wrong answer. Rest all of you have given the right answer. It is C9. Okay. And question 9 was C1 cleaves. Again, one student has given wrong answer. Rest all of you have given the right answer. It is C4 and C2. So C1 first leaves C4 and then it leaves C2. Okay. So uh, overall, out of 18, the class has scored 15.6. Okay. Okay. So students, let's now uh, discuss the alternative pathway. So this time, two of your classmates will explain this pathway. So Yukta, which part you are discussing, and Tanvi, which part you are discussing?
Sir,
So who is going to start first?
I'm going to start with the
Okay.
alternative pathway.
Okay. And Yukta, you need a whiteboard to explain.
Sir, I can try.
Okay, give it a try.
Yes.
It's difficult to write on that, but at least give it a try.
Okay, sir.
So you then and then when you present, you um just switch on your camera. Okay.
Yes, sir, it's on.
Yeah.
The whiteboard is loading.
Okay. So it has been uploaded from my end. Okay. So whenever it is visible at your end, you can use it.
Yes, sir, it's visible now.
Okay. Okay.
So, an alternative pathway of complement system, there are mainly four protein complexes involved: C3, factor B, factor D, and C5. So, what happens is the serum protein C3 is slowly hydrolyzed and releases the complex C3A and C3B. Now C3A being the smaller unit diffuses away. So now the C3B complex bind to the cell membrane surface of the pathogen, or it can bind to um, the host cell itself. So after this, the second protein complex, which is factor B, comes and binds to the C3B, forming a complex with it. Sir, I think someone else is also fine.
Uh-huh.
I didn't do this.
Okay. So students, don't disturb her.
Okay, so C3b binds to the factor B. So this complex that is formed is not active. It becomes active when this factor B comes bind to C3b, forming a complex which acts as a substrate for factor D. Sir, is it okay if I just write FD?
Yes, fine.
So factor D binds to this complex C3b and factor D. Upon binding of factor D, it releases a small fragment of factor B, which is BA. Resulting in formation of C3b B.
Yes.
So this C3b with complex acts as a C3 convertase. This is a C3. But this C3 convertase half-life is short, so it can remain active only for 5 minutes. So the protein complex propyridine binds to this C3 convertase and extends its half-life to 30 minutes. So this binds to So now the C3 convertase acts on the C3 complexes, other C3 complexes, releasing the smaller fragment 3A, just like before. So this results in formation of another complex, which is C3b, BB3B. C3b, BB3B. Now this complex is our C5 convertase. Now this C5 convertase acts on C5 protein, and it's what happens is that its non-enzymatic component C3b, here this C3b binds to the C5, and the 3b cleaves the C5 into C5a and C5b. This is cleaved into the C5. This cleaved into.
Okay, so now you have C5b and C5b. Okay, fine.
C5.
A and C5b. Okay. Okay,
Yes, sir. The
fine.
C5 is
So,
the last
yes.
fragment.
So Yukta, you can stop here. So we have reached to the point of C5b. Okay. Now Tanvi will tell us how from C5b we can reach till the point of membrane attack complex. So Tanvi.
Yes, sir.
So, in like terminal sequence in the formation of MAC, we need C5b, C6, C7, C8, and C9.
Yes.
So these all come together and they make a macromolecular structure, which is our MAC, that is membrane attack complex. And now this MAC displaces the phospholipid from the cell surface, and basically it will form a kind of transmembrane channel, and it enables ions and small molecules to diffuse through it freely. It means that because of this formation of channel, the content which is inside the cell, that will come out and the cell will lyse. Now this C5b, as we all know that it is the larger fragment, so it will bind to the target cell surface because it is the heavier one, so it will just go and settle down on the surface of the pathogen. Now this C5b, it provides a binding site for its subsequent components like C6, C7, 8, C9 of MAC. So once this C5b gets attached to the surface, then other components comes and bind to the C5b. Now if C5b comes on the pathogen, and if within 2 minutes C6 binds to it, this pathway will commence, otherwise it will stop here only. Now till this point, from C1 to C5b, all the reaction took place on the hydrophilic surface, and it happened on the outer side of the membrane, or in the fluid phase inside it. So as C5b binds to C7, C5b6 binds to C7. So now on C5, C6 got binded, and then C7 comes and it binds to C6. And when this binding takes place, when C7 binds to C6, it results in hydrophilic amphiphilic structural transition. So uh, initially it was hydrophilic and everything was happening on the surface of the membrane, but when this C7 binds, then there is a amphiphilic transition. So this structure now have a hydrophobic effect. So when it is hydrophobic, it would like to go away from hydrophilic end. So the C7 then tries to enter into the membrane because outside it is hydrophilic, but the structure has changed to amphiphilic. So some component also is water heating, and so in that case it would want to get inside the membrane because inside it's hydrophobic. So this exposes the hydrophobic regions, and it acts as a binding site for membrane phospholipids. So if the reaction occur on a target cell membrane, then this binding site enables C5b6-7 complex to insert into the phospholipid bilayer. Now when the C8 will come and it will bind to the membrane bound C5b6-7 complex. So now we know that this C5b6-7 has already inserted itself into the phospholipid bilayer. So when C8 binds to it, it induces a conformational change in C8. So now again C8 undergoes hydrophilic amphiphilic transition structural transition. So because of this transition, hydrophobic region on C8 gets exposed. So now some region of C8 loves water and some region will hate water. So the region which hates the water, it will try to embed itself into the lipid bilayer, phospholipid bilayer. So now we have C5B678 complex. So it creates a small pore of 10 angstrom in diameter, and it can lead to the lysis of red blood cell, but not the nucleated cells. So it's still not that big enough to kill the pathogen because it has only a small pore of 10 angstrom. And now the final step in formation of MAC is binding and polymerization of C9. So now what happens in this C9, it binds to the complex which was formed C5B678 complex. And polymerization, it means like large number of C9 molecules. So we have like 10 to 17 or 10 to 16 molecules of C9, and they can be bound and polymerized by single C5B678 complex, and they attach in such a form that they form a pore. And during polymerization, this C9 molecule also undergo a hydrophilic transition, amphiphilic transition, so that they can insert into the phospholipid membrane. And now this lead to the formation of MAC, and it leads to a tubular form, and pore size of 70 to 100 angstrom is formed. So now we have a bigger pore. It has been created on the phospholipid membrane. Now on the surface of single pathogen, we can see lot of MACs on it. So this is because we have seen at the step of C3 there was amplification, or we can see we can say that multimerization. So lot of C3 were formed over there. So the places where C3 got settled, there C5 also got settled. So wherever C5 will settle, the pore will be formed. So this is the formation of MAC.
Okay, good. So Yukta and Tanvi, it's really good to see like how you have presented this. Tanvi, were you drawing or some other person was
No,
drawing
sir, I
this?
was doing.
Yukta, you were doing that?
Yes.
Yes. Okay, so that was good. So students, I hope it feels so good when you are presenting, and like I took 2-3 classes to explain you this process and the way you are explaining, so it feels really good. So I'm feeling very happy at this moment. So this is how you should come forward and discuss. So for Yukta and Tanvi, this topic is done, right? So they are ready to write it even in the exams. So they have explained it in such a way, right? So this is what I want. So next time when I explain you the MBL pathway, I would like some other student to come up and explain this process, right? So you know when you are doing it, that gives you the confidence, and also it's giving me the confidence that yes, we all are on the right track, right? So that's really good. So okay, so you both have explained it in so much of detail that you have taken so much of time. Okay, so I will not start the MBL pathway today because we again have a class in the morning tomorrow, right? So we'll do that there, but yes, we still have time. So I'll show you a video of the alternative pathway, and I will also show you the picture of it. Okay, so let me just share the slides. Mm, okay, is the picture visible?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so I have taken this image from Cubase. Okay, and I'm sure if you have read this in Cubase, you'll understand this. Okay, so as the first step, C3 hydrolyzes spontaneously. Okay, so there is formation of C3b and C3a. So this C3 gets broken down into C3b and C3a, and you can see here C3b is the bigger fragment, right? So this C3a, it's a very important component. Okay, student, it diffuses away does not mean that it does not have any importance, right? So C3A, it also acts as opsonin, which helps in opsonization process. Okay, so now you have C3B, which will go and bind. So now what happens to this C3B? Factor B will bind, right? So you can see to this C3B, factor B binds. Okay, but what cleaves factor B? It's the factor D, right? So this is the complex of C3b and factor B. Then factor D binds to this complex and that cleaves factor B. Okay, so now you have C3b and the bigger portion of factor B. Okay, and then properdin binds to it and stabilizes it and increases the half-life from 5 minutes to 30 minutes. Okay, and then what happens? There is formation of, so this has C3 convertase activity. So whatever C3 are there in the circulation, it will start cleaving it at a faster rate. Okay, so now there will be formation of C3b, BB and the 3B, right, which has the C5 convertase activity, and this will lead to breakdown of C5 into C5B and C5A, and from C5B you all know we have already seen the terminal complex. So from here C6, C7, 8 and 9 will come and form a membrane attack complex on the membrane of the pathogen. Okay. Okay, so let me also now show you the video of alternative pathway the same way as I showed it for the classical pathway. Okay, let me just start the video at my end and I'll show it to you. So there is some problem with the file. It's not showing the content. So just wait. Okay. Okay, is it visible now?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Okay, so you can see initially there is slow spontaneous cleavage of C3 in the system. Okay, okay, so whenever it finds an surface, okay, it will just go and bind to it, and then factor B will come and bind to this component. Okay, but now factor B will be cleaved by factor D, so now factor D will come. Okay, so factor D ने अपना काम किया, इसको क्लीव किया, and then it moved away. Okay. Now properdin comes and stabilizes it. Okay, and increase the half-life. Because this has C3 convertase activity, so it will start acting on all the C3s available. Okay, and you know at this step there is amplification, so a lot of C3b molecules are formed. Okay, and one of the C3b will bind to it, so this now has the C5 convertase activity, so it will start acting on C5b or of C5. Okay, so let me just start this video again for you. So okay, so once C5b is formed, then it leads to formation of the late stages of formation of MAC. Okay. Okay, students, I hope it's clear. So if you have any questions, you can ask, and I'll also take your attendance now. So be ready with your cameras. So Adish,
Present, sir.
Atoeba,
Present, sir.
Ayushi,
Present, sir.
Sam,
Present, sir.
okay, Devanshi,
Present, sir.
Divanshi, you are not visible.
Sir, my camera is not working.
Okay, Ishita,
Present, sir.
Kshitij,
Present, sir.
Manaswini,
Present, sir.
Namrita,
Present, sir.
Nandini,
Sir.
Nehal,
Present, sir.
Rupal,
Present, sir.
Sahiba,
Present, sir.
Sanjana,
Present, sir.
Shakti,
Present, sir.
Shivani,
Present, sir. Present, sir.
Tanvi,
Present, sir.
Tridiv, Tridiv, Vivek, Yukta,
Present, sir.
Yukta, you are not visible. Yuvraj,
Present, sir.
Yuvraj, you are also not visible. Okay. Okay, students, so I'm ending the class now and we'll complete the MBL pathway tomorrow morning. Okay. See you tomorrow.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.